Since it was introduced in 1983, Lotus 123 has rapidly grown in popularity and has become the best-selling business spreadsheet software in the world. Lotus provides users with the capability to perform financial analysis with spreadsheets, as well as create database applications and graphic representations of the information. Commands for all three applications are combined into one main menu and accessed easily with a few keystrokes. Command prompts make each process easy, guiding users through the procedures step by step.
Ah, who needs it? With a memory like mine, hey, I don't need any software to tell me what's going on.
Well, is that so, Mr. Megabyte? Can you handle 2 million formulas and functions?
Well, no, but...
Can you automatically recalculate those formulas and functions every time there's a new entry?
No.
Then bite your lip.
Oh, yeah? Well, who's going to make me?
I will.
Oh, yeah? Ah, you're all talk. Nothing but hot air. Hey, what are you doing?
Deleting you from memory.
Hey, hold it. You can't do that to me.
Watch me.
Hey, but I got a motherboard to support. And what about all those little chip heads who depend on me, huh?
Well, okay, but you better cooperate. I'm trying to teach people about Lotus 123.
Sure, whatever you say.
Okay, why don't you tell our audience what they'll learn in this video?
Sure, where are the cue cards? Oh, okay. This training video has been developed to introduce you to the basic functions and features of Lotus. It will help you to understand the basic structure of the spreadsheet and how to manipulate the numeric information within it. You'll learn how to create, modify, format, and print a spreadsheet, and how to enter formulas using basic mathematical and statistical functions. So, how was that?
Very good. There's hope for you yet. Lotus can be started in two ways, from within Lotus's access system or from DOS. To start Lotus from the 123 access system, change to the drive on which the program is stored, most likely the hard drive C. At the prompt, change to the Lotus subdirectory by typing cd \Lotus and press the return key. To load the access system menu, type Lotus and once again hit the enter key. The program will then display the access system menu with the options 1, 2, 3, print graph, translate, install, and exit. The install, translate, and print graph programs are features which will be covered in a future video. For now, we'll concentrate on 1, 2, 3. To select any of the menu options, such as 1, 2, 3, use the arrow keys to highlight the menu items. Notice how Lotus displays a description of each potential selection. Now, to activate 1, 2, 3, highlight it and press Enter. Another way to select from the menu is to type the first character of the option. After you've chosen 1, 2, 3, the program will load and a blank worksheet will appear. The program is now ready for use. Lotus can also be entered from DOS. Most users prefer to start from DOS because it's faster, easier, and uses less memory. If it's been installed according to the directions, the program will be stored in a subdirectory called Lotus. To start it, change to the drive on which 1, 2, 3 resides. most likely the hard drive C. At the C prompt, change to the Lotus subdirectory by typing cd/Lotus and press the return key. Once the subdirectory is loaded, the program can be started by typing 123 and pressing enter. Again, a blank worksheet will appear on the screen. The electronic spreadsheet is based on the traditional financial format and tools, the accountant's columnar pad, pencil, and calculator. The program allows users to manipulate data in a variety of ways. Basic arithmetic, engineering, financial, and statistical analysis can be performed. Lists and tables of data can be created and managed. Graphs and charts can easily be designed and printed. In its fundamental form, a spreadsheet arranges information in a table or grid composed of rows, columns, and cells. Each row is assigned a number, each column a letter, and each intersection of a column and a row is called a cell. A cell is the smallest unit of the worksheet in which the data can be entered. The location of the cell is called a cell address. It's defined by the column letter followed by the row number. The Lotus 123 spreadsheet contains 256 columns and 8,192 rows, which produce more than 2 million cells. However, a worksheet of this size may not be attainable depending upon the memory capacity of your computer. To move around the worksheet means moving with the cell pointer. The cell pointer highlights an entire cell, including the characters within it. Since data can only be entered at a location of the cell pointer, it is important to know how to move it to where you want it. In addition, because only a small portion of the spreadsheet is visible at any given time, you need to know how to move rapidly to different areas. There are a variety of options you can use to move the cell pointer. The arrow right key advances the pointer one cell to the right. The arrow left key moves the pointer one cell to the left. The arrow up key advances the pointer up one cell. The arrow down key moves the pointer down one cell. By pressing the tab key or holding down the control key and pressing the arrow right key, the cell pointer advances one screen right. By holding down the shift key and hitting tab, or by holding down the control key and pressing the arrow left key, the pointer moves one screen to the left. The page up key advances the cell pointer up one screen. The page down key moves the pointer one screen down. The home key moves the cell pointer to the home position, which is usually cell A1. By holding down the end key and pressing the home key, the pointer moves to the lower right corner of the active area. By holding down the end key and hitting the right arrow key, the pointer advances right to the next data cell. By holding down the end key and striking the arrow down key, the pointer moves down to the next data cell. By holding down the end key and depressing the arrow left key, the pointer moves left to the next data cell. By holding down the end key and pressing the arrow up key, the pointer moves up to the next data cell. If you know the cell address where you want to go, press the F5 key and enter it. The cell pointer will jump to that cell. When using the split windows feature in Lotus, the F6 key moves the cell pointer between the windows. Finally, the scroll lock toggles the scroll function on and off. When on, the entire display moves when the arrow keys are used. The 123 display consists of three parts. The worksheet area, which we've just described, and which occupies the center of the screen, the control panel, which is located at the top of the screen, and the status line, which is found at the bottom of the screen. In versions 2.4 and later, when the Smart Icons option is activated, you can select 123 commands by clicking on the mouse on the corresponding icon for that command. For more information, refer to your quick reference guide. The border of the worksheet area is outlined with the letters and numbers which define the columns and rows, and thereby the cells. The control panel at the top of the screen is comprised of 3 lines. The first line contains information about a given cell, including the cell address, the cell's contents, the protection status of the cell. U is for unprotected, PR is for protected, and the column width and format of the cell. When using the command menus, the second line will display the options available under the selected command menu item or the menu choices which are available on the next level down in the menu hierarchy. As you move the menu pointer from one menu item to the next in the command menu, a short explanation of each selection appears on the third line of the control panel. When a command requires more information, a prompt will appear in the second line. When a command requires a file name or range, the third line will display the beginning of a list of names. To access the commands menu from the worksheet, press the / key. To exit the commands menu and return to the worksheet, press the escape key. The mode indicator is located in the top right corner of the display, in the control panel. It tells you what mode 1, 2, 3 is in and what you can do next. For example, an edit message means you're editing a cell entry. Error indicates an error has been encountered. Check the screen for an error description, then press Escape to clear the error message and return to the ready mode. Files prompts you to select a file from a list of file names. Type the name of the file that you want or move the pointer to the file, then press Enter. Help means that you're in the help mode. Press Escape to return to the worksheet. Label indicates that you're entering label information into the cell. Menu tells you that you're selecting command options from one of the command menus. Names means you're being prompted to select a range or graph name. Point prompts you to type the cell coordinates of a range or highlight the range using a movement key, then to press the Enter key. Ready indicates the program is ready to accept the next entry or command. Stat means the program is displaying a status screen. Value tells you that you're entering numeric data or a formula into a cell. Wait indicates the program is performing some activity and should not be interrupted. The status line at the bottom of the screen is where the status indicators are displayed. Calc means that the file is set to manual recalculation. Caps indicates that the capital lock is on, and therefore all typed letters will appear in uppercase. Press the caps lock key to turn it off. End means that the end key has been pressed in conjunction with a movement key. Num indicates that the number lock key is on, and all keys on the numeric keypad will now function as number keys rather than movement keys. Press the num lock key to turn it off. Over means the overtype mode is on. Press the insert key to go to the insert mode, and scroll indicates that the scroll lock is on, and arrow keys will move the window rather than the cell pointer. The function keys F1 through F10 are used for special actions in 1, 2, 3. The F1 key accesses the online help utility. The F2 key places the program into the edit mode to permit editing of the current cell's contents. The F3 displays a list of names whenever a command can accept a range name, formula, or file name. The F4 key changes a cell or range address from relative to absolute to mixed. The F5 key moves the cell pointer to a cell address or range name. The F6 key moves the cell pointer to another window when the screen is split. The F7 key repeats the last data query command when in the ready mode. The F8 key recalculates the last data table command. The F9 key recalculates all worksheets in memory when in the ready mode. When entering or editing a formula, the F9 key converts the formula to its current value. The F10 key displays the current graph if one exists. If no graph exists, then it displays the data around the cell pointer. By holding down the Alt key and pressing F1, you can compose a symbol to be used in a global format. By holding down the Alt key and pressing F2, you can execute one macro function at a time when debugging a macro system. To turn this mode off, press Alt F2 again. Alt F3 runs a macro. Alt F4 reverses the last action. Alt F5 records macro keystrokes in a preset learn range. And Alt F10 invokes or attaches an add-in program. The Lotus 123 program contains a number of features that provide assistance to users. The most efficient and rapid of these is the online help utility, which is available at the touch of a key and is context sensitive. The user can be in the middle of any operation and access this feature by pressing the F1 key. The program will then present information on what options the user may choose next. Lotus 123 also includes a tutorial program and a printed 123 tutorial with its documentation to aid users with the program. To save your work, use the keyboard arrows or the first letter to select the file option from the 123 main command menu. Then, in the same manner, select the Save command. This saves the updated or new Lotus spreadsheet to the drive where it resides or was created. When a worksheet file is saved, all the data formulas and the settings are automatically saved as well. When you save a file for the first time, it has no name, so the control panel will display a list of current worksheet files on the disk. You can either select one of these entries or type a new file name. After you type the name, the program automatically supplies the WK1 extension. If a file with the same name already exists in the directory, a message will appear on the screen asking you to cancel, replace, or back up. If you don't want to overwrite the existing file, choose Cancel and save the new file under a different name. If you want to write over the old file, choose the Replace option. If you want to keep the original file as a backup for the new one, select Backup. Lotus will give you the new file, the WK1 extension, and save the old file with the same file name, but a BAK extension. To exit the 123 program, you need to access the 123 command menu. To do so, press the / key once. The 123 command menu will appear across the second line of the screen. The third line of the control panel also displays a brief description of each menu selection when it is highlighted. The Quit option in the command menu allows you to exit the worksheet and returns you to the Access system. As you did before, you can either highlight the option using the arrows and press Enter, or simply type in the first letter, Q. The program will ask you to verify your choice before you exit 123. Make sure you save your work before you quit, otherwise the worksheet file and temporary settings will be lost when you do. To verify that you want to exit, move the menu pointer to Yes and then press the Enter key. When the program has been started from the Access System menu, the program will return you to the same menu. To exit 123 Access System, move the menu pointer to the Exit option and press the Enter key. If 123 has been started from DOS, the Quit command will return you to DOS.
Hi, this is President Clinton. You know, when they called on me and asked me to talk about spreadsheets, well, I thought it was one of those supermarket tabloids trying to expose my past again. But when they told me it was for Lotus and for some change, I said, sure, of course. I mean, I balanced 11 state budgets using Lotus software. Now I'm trying to balance the federal budget. And during this next segment, we'll try to show you the basic skills needed to use the 123 spreadsheet.
To enter data into a cell in the worksheet, the cell pointer must be positioned over it. This cell is then called the current cell. Simply type your data and press the return key to enter the information into the current cell. You'll notice that the entry appears in the second line of the control panel until you press the return key, at which point the data is transferred into the cell. If the current cell already contained information, the new entry will replace it. When entering data into more than one cell, you don't need to press the enter key for each entry and cell. Just move the cell pointer to the next cell by pressing one of the arrow keys. Each cell contains one of three different kinds of data: numeric, known as a value in 1, 2, 3, text, known as a label, and formulas, which are treated as a value. The 1, 2, 3 program determines whether an entry is a value or a label by the first character of the entry. Values begin with a number or a special character, such as a plus, minus, period, parentheses, @ symbol, pound sign, or dollar sign. If an entry begins with any other character, it is treated as a label. Labels can be up to 240 characters long and include titles, headings, and notes. When a label entry is made, 1, 2, 3 adds a prefix to the beginning of it, which is visible in the control panel but not in the worksheet. It is used by the program to identify the entry as a label and to determine how it should be displayed and printed. The default prefix assigned to the labels by 1, 2, 3 is an apostrophe, which is used to designate left alignment. To change the alignment of an entry, use a different prefix as the first character of your label. A quote mark means right aligned, an up arrow is for centering, a backward slash calls for a symbol to be repeated with a cell, and a dash column means left aligned and non-printing. To enter a number as a label, such as an address, type a label prefix before the entry. To enter numeric data into the worksheet, the entry must begin with a number or one of the special characters described earlier. When a number is too long to display in a cell and the program is using the default format for cell display, the program will display an asterisk. As for formulas, Lotus is able to perform repetitive calculations and adjust the results of all formulas in the worksheet. Formulas are numerical expressions which use the basic functions of addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and exponentiation, as well as advanced financial, statistical, and logical functions. Formulas can be created to operate on numbers and labels in the worksheet, and they can be as long as 240 characters. 1, 2, 3 recognizes three different types of formulas: numeric, string, and logical. Numeric formulas include work with numbers, numeric formulas, and numeric functions. String formulas encompass work with labels, string formulas, and string functions. Logical formulas are true and false tests, which tests either numeric or string values. Because of the complexity of string and logical formulas, we'll be covering only numeric formulas in this video. A basic formula operates on numbers in a cell. A more powerful formula uses cell references in calculations, permitting it to calculate the result of changes in the contents of one or more cells. The usefulness of using cell references in a formula is that the result of the calculation automatically changes anytime the data in any of the referenced cells changes. When a formula is evaluated by 1, 2, 3, the terms within the formula are calculated in a specific sequence known as the order of precedence, which is brackets, exponents, roots, divisions, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. This order of precedence has a definite effect on the outcome of many calculations. To override the order, use parentheses to bracket parts of the formula which need to be calculated first. In addition to the formulas you construct, 1, 2, 3 provides a variety of pre-constructed formulas called functions. The program provides a total of 92 different functions which can be grouped into 7 basic categories: mathematical, statistical, accounting, logical, special, date and time, and string. The mathematical group provides arithmetic operations such as logarithmic, trigonometric, square root, and rounding functions. The statistical group enables the user to perform statistical calculations. The accounting group calculates discounted cash flow, depreciation, compound interest, and assets in general accounting, budgeting, and financial forecasting. The logical group of functions permits the user to apply Boolean tests to information in the worksheet to determine if specific conditions are true or false. The special group is composed of functions which deal with worksheets, such as counting cells. The date and time group converts the date and time information to several numbers, enabling 1, 2, 3 to perform calculations involving them. To enter a function into a cell is a three-step process. First, type the AT symbol to indicate that you're entering a function. Second, type the function name, usually a 3 or 5 character abbreviation. Then, enter information or arguments required by the function to make its calculations. The information or arguments have to be entered in parentheses immediately following the function name, and they may consist of numbers, cell addresses, or conditions. Functions can also be used within a larger formula or together with other functions to create more complex formulas. If a formula is entered that 1, 2, 3 can't evaluate, the program will beep and change to the edit mode. The cursor will move to the place in the formula where the error has been detected. Check the formula, correct the error, and then press Enter to continue. The cell addresses used in a formula are collectively known as cell reference. When formulas are copied or moved from one cell to another cell, the cell reference is automatically adjusted to reflect the new position of the formula. For example, the formula plus A1 plus B1 plus C1 plus D1, located in cell E1, when copied to cell E2, will change to reflect its new position by becoming plus A2 plus B2 plus C2 plus D2. This type of cell reference is called relative cell address. If you are copying a formula and you want to fix the cell reference in the formula so it remains unchanged, an absolute cell address can be specified. The absolute address is specified by preceding the column and row address with a $sign. A mixed cell address can also be specified with one part of the address relative and another fixed. So, an address written as plus A1 is a relative cell address. Both the column and row address will change when the address is copied within a formula. $A, $1 is an absolute cell address. Both the column and the row addresses remain unchanged when copied. Plus A, $1, and $A1 are examples of a mixed cell address. Plus A, $1 means only one row address is absolute, while $A1 means only the column address is absolute. There are times when an existing entry in a cell needs to be changed because it's incorrect or needs to be modified. Existing data can be changed either by typing a new entry or editing the existing entry. To edit a cell's contents, move the cell pointer to the cell and press the Edit key, F2. You'll notice that the cell entry appears on the second line of the control panel and the mode indicator changes to Edit. When you have completed editing the entry, press the Enter key to place the updated entry into the cell and to return to the Ready mode.
Hi, I'm former President George Bush. You know, I've been asked to say a few words about the Lotus program, and I'll tell you, I don't think it'd be prudent for me to discuss any ongoing covert CIA operations, even if I did know about them, which I don't, and I never have, by the way. See, I was out of the loop for a long time. I mean, I was out of the room or whatever. What? What? Oh, Spreadsheet program, all right. Never used it, don't know what it is. Well, I'll just read this cue card over there, okay? How's that? All right. Next, we'll show you how to use the command menu thing and some of that other stuff as well.
One, two, three commands are executed through a series of structured menus which give the user access to over 400 commands. To access the command menu, press the / key when the program is in the ready mode. The mode indicator will change to menu. When using the command menu system, continue to make command selections until you reach the menu level and specific command that you want. If at any time you realize you made an incorrect menu selection, press the escape key. Each time the escape key is pressed, the menu display will go back a menu level. To retrieve a spreadsheet file, type /, then select the File menu and the Retrieve command. This command will list in the control panel the worksheet files currently on the disk. Type in the file name or use the arrow keys to point to the file name and then press the Enter key. The file will be loaded into the computer's temporary memory and will replace the current spreadsheet on the screen. Make sure you save the current worksheet before you retrieve another. Whenever Lotus prompts you for a file name, the program will also list a complete path such as C:\123 \data, and the file name. To change the current directory that 123 is using to handle files, press the / key, then select File from the main command menu and select the directory command. Next, change the path to the appropriate drive and directory, then press Enter. This path selection will be in effect for the remainder of your session or until you change it. To retrieve or save a file to another directory without changing the current directory, press the Escape key twice to clear the current path. Then type in the new path and press Enter. When Lotus displays a list of files in the current directory, it also lists any subdirectories below the current directory. These can be identified in the list by the / which follows the directory names. To display a list of files in any of these subdirectories, list the name and press Enter. Lotus makes it possible for you to protect access to your worksheet files using passwords. Once a file has been password protected, no one will be able to retrieve or read it without first entering the correct password. A file can be password protected by pressing the space bar and the P key after you've specified the file name during the save routine. So, for example, when the save command requests a file name, you'd enter it, then press the space bar and P, then type the password, and press Enter. Passwords can be up to 15 letters long, but can't contain any spaces, and they're case sensitive, so remember how you entered it. After you've typed in your password, press the Enter key. At that point, the program will ask you to verify the password by typing it again. Do so, then hit the Enter key. When retrieving a password-protected file, you will be prompted for the password. The program will only grant access to the file if the correct password is entered. When saving a file that is password protected, 123 displays the message Password Protected after the file name. To save the file with the same file name and protection, simply press the Enter key. To delete the password from the file, press the backspace key once to clear the message, then press Enter. To change the password, delete it and assign a new one. Occasionally, you may accidentally overtype the contents of a cell or format the spreadsheet. If the undo command is active, you can undo the changes by holding down the Alt key and pressing the F4 key. To know if the undo command is active, check the status line to see if the undo indicator is displayed. Undo stores all of the previous settings of the worksheet in memory. which means that if it's active, it takes up a lot of memory and may cause your computer to run out of it. If you get an error message, memory full, you may want to disable the undo feature. To disable undo, press the / key to get the main command menu. Then, move through the main menu and command layers by selecting Worksheet, Global, Default, Other, Undo, and Disable. This will disable undo for the current session of Lotus. If you want to disable it permanently, select Worksheet, Global, Default, and Update. Be aware that even with the undo enabled, some commands cannot be undone, such as a file erase or file save. In addition, because undo uses the computer's memory to remember all of the keystrokes, you may make too many keystrokes for it to store. If so, you will receive the message, "You will not be able to undo this action. Do you wish to proceed?" If you choose yes, undo will temporarily be deactivated and you will be able to continue entering commands, but not to undo any additional mistakes.
Hi there. I'm Ross Perot. My volunteers just call me Ross. You know what? I think it's just crazy to use any other spreadsheet software other than Lotus. You know why? See, I run a company. I'm a businessman. I know about all kinds of spreadsheets. These other guys, they wouldn't know their cell address from a hole in the ground. Okay? Now, seriously, folks, to produce good-looking spreadsheets, Lotus has just the commands for you. Here, have a look-see. I made this one by myself right off my Lotus spreadsheet. That's the way it works.
A range in a worksheet refers to a rectangular space of cells defined by the cell addresses of two diagonally opposite corners of that space. A range may consist of a single cell, part of a row of cells, part of a column of cells, or a rectangle spanning multiple columns of rows and cells. The notation used for defining a range includes the two cell addresses which establish the beginning and end of the range, separated by two periods. There are many commands that act on ranges. For example, the range erase command. When a command prompt requests a range, you can enter it in one of two ways, either by typing the address or by using the cell pointer in the point mode to highlight the range. To type the range, specify the cell address of the upper left corner of the range, then two periods, then the cell address of the lower right corner of the range. To use the point mode, which is the most common method, move the cell pointer to the first cell in the range. Then call up the main command menu with a /, select range from the menu, then select the erase command. The program will prompt you with a message, "Enter range to erase." At this prompt, a default range will appear in the control panel, which is the current cell and a single cell range, such as A1 period, period A1. When a single cell range is displayed, the range is anchored. If only a single cell address is displayed, A1, you need to anchor the range by pressing the period key. Now, to establish the range, simply move the cell pointer to the final cell address in the range. When you've highlighted the range, press the Enter key. This will execute the command for the range. When 1, 2, 3 is started, the new worksheet has a default column width of 9 characters. If the columns are too narrow, numbers will be displayed as asterisks and labels trunculated. This default can be adjusted for each column or a group of columns to accommodate information in the worksheet. Column widths can be changed in two ways. To change every column width in the entire worksheet, call up the main command menu with a /, then select Worksheet, Global, and Column Width. At the prompt, enter Column Width. Type a number between 1 and 240. Depending on how many characters you want per column. Then press the Enter key. To change the column width for one column at a time, call up the main command menu, select Worksheet, Column, and Set Width. At the prompt, enter column width, type a number between 1 and 240, then press the Enter key. To return an individual column width to the default setting, select Worksheet from the main command menu, then select Column and Reset Width. To delete one or more columns and rows and update the addresses in the rest of the worksheet, call up the main command menu with a /, then select Worksheet, Delete, and Row. You will be prompted to enter the range of rows to delete. Once you've entered the range, press Enter. As a safeguard, any data that has been erased is removed only from the temporary memory until the File Save command is used, at which time it becomes permanent. Rows and columns can also be inserted anywhere in the worksheet. Begin by positioning the cell pointer at the insertion point. Then, to insert rows, call up the main command menu, select Worksheet, Insert and Row, then move the cell pointer to highlight the number of rows that you want to insert and press Enter. To insert columns, call up the command menu, select Worksheet, Insert, and Column, then again move the pointer to highlight the number of columns you want and press Enter. To move a cell or range of cells, place the cell pointer on the upper left corner of the range and invoke the Move command by typing a / and selecting Move. When the program prompts Enter the range to move from, highlight with the cell pointer the range of cells to move. Then press the Enter key to lock the range for the transfer. Next, at the Enter Range to Move, to prompt, move the cell pointer to the insertion point and press Enter. The Copy command in the main command menu enables you to make duplicate copies of the contents of a cell or range of cells in a file. When you select the Copy command, a prompt will appear. Enter range to copy from. Using the cell pointer, highlight the cell or range of cells to move, then press the Enter key to lock it in. At the Enter range to copy to prompt, move the cell pointer to the insertion point and press the Enter key to execute the command. The copy does not have a limitation if your from range occupies more than one row. If you can't copy this range across rows, instead you should copy the range across columns. Normally, Lotus recalculates the file whenever any cell changes. This is a default setting. This feature is called automatic recalculation. If you'd like to change the default from automatic to manual and thereby trigger the recalculations yourself, then call up the main command menu with a / and select Worksheet, Global, Recalculation, and Manual. In the manual mode, you can trigger a recalculation by pressing the F9 key, which is the Calc command. The mode indicator in the upper right corner of the control panel will display a wait message until the program is once again in the ready mode. To return to the automatic recalculation mode, call up the main command menu, then select Worksheet, Global, Recalculation, and Automatic.
Hello, I'm former President, I'll hold it. Hey, could you hold the cue card a little closer, son? Yeah, that's good. Hello, I'm former President Ronald Reagan. You know, I'm here to introduce the next segment, which is about how to reformat the worksheet to make it more suitable to your specific needs. Could I do another take?
The information in a cell has two characteristics: the contents of a cell and how it displays. The contents of the current cell, which is generally a formula or function, is shown in the control panel. The current value of the formula or function in the current cell is what's displayed in it. A cell can display the information in a number of different formats. Most formats apply only to numeric data, but some can also apply to labels. The format applied to a specific cell are displayed in the control panel when the cell is highlighted. The default setting for 1, 2, 3 are for right alignment of numeric data in a cell and for left alignment of labels. The format commands are applied through the main command menu by selecting the range menu item and the format command or the label command. When you start a new worksheet, the cells conform to the different format command. To change the global format, go to the main command menu, then select Worksheet, Global, and Format. At the prompt, enter the abbreviation for the global format that best suits your needs. Your options are G for General, F for Fixed, comma for comma, C for Currency, P for Percent, S for Scientific, plus for plus or minus, D for Date or Time, T for Text, and H for Hidden. You'll notice that when you select a format, the abbreviation of the format appears in the control panel. For most of these formats, fixed, comma, currency, percent, scientific, you will be prompted for the number of decimal places you want displayed in the current value. The default is 2 decimal places. However, if you want only 1, or if you want from 3 to 15 decimal places, type in the number at the prompt and press the Enter key. The date and time formats have additional menu options. Refer to your user's manual for more information. After you've assigned a global format, you can customize specific cells or ranges by using the Range Format command. If you want a cell or range with a range format to revert back to the global setting, use the Range Format Reset command. Label entries can only be formatted for left, right, or center alignment. A range of label entries is formatted by calling up the main command menu with a /, then selecting Range and Label. At this level of the menu, you will have your 3 options. Choose the alignment by typing the first letter of the option you prefer, L for left, R for right, or C for center. 1, 2, 3 will then prompt you for the range that you want to cover with this command. Highlight the range and press Enter to execute the command. There are times when you want the spreadsheet to change the way it displays cells containing the number 0 or formulas that yield a 0 result. This feature can be useful when zeros represent missing or meaningless information. To hide the zeros, call up the main command menu, then select Worksheet, Global, 0, and Yes. Cells containing only 0 will display as if they were empty. To redisplay zeros, use the command string Worksheet, Global, 0, and No.
Hi, this is Senator Kennedy. You know, I've been asked to talk about the Lotus print menu because over the years I have been quite successful in getting my family's name in print. Some would say too successful. I'll tell you right now, it's just as easy to use the Lotus print commands as it is for me to get those banner headlines in the nation's tabloids.
The printer menu of Lotus is designed to handle even the most complex printing jobs. In order to produce a report with specific requirements for paper, size, margins, or paper length, you need to use the commands available in the print command menu. To start a print operation, go to the main command menu by typing a /, then select the print item and printer command. The print menu will appear. Indicate the part of the worksheet that you want to print by selecting Range and highlighting the area. If you want the range to cover the entire worksheet, anchor the range on the first cell, A1, and then press the End key, followed by the Home key. When you've highlighted the area that you want to print, press the Enter key and select Go. To print a second copy, press the Enter key again after selecting Go. If you've done so accidentally, hold down the Control key and press the break key. If your worksheet is larger than can be printed on one page, you may want to control how the worksheet is broken down from page to page. To align ranges to print in a logical fashion, select Print from the main command menu, then select Printer, highlight the range that you want, then select Align and Go. The top of the page is usually marked by the position of the print head when the printer is turned on. When you print a worksheet which is less than one full page, the program doesn't advance the paper to the top of the next page. If a print range is longer than one page, 1, 2, 3 will insert a page break and advance the second page to print the rest of the report. Unless specified, the next print job will start where the last one finished. If you want to change Lotus's automatic paper movement controls, a number of command options are available to specify the top of the page and to insert page breaks where you want them, by advancing the paper line by line or by page. To advance the paper line by line, select the Print option from the main command menu, then choose Printer and the command line. To advance to a new page after having printed less than a full page, select Print, then Printer, then the command page. To enter a page break into the worksheet using 1, 2, 3 commands, first move the cell pointer to column A in the worksheet. Then move the pointer one row above the row at which you want the page break to occur. To insert the page break, go to the main command menu, select Worksheet, then the page command. This command automatically inserts a new blank row containing the Lotus page break symbol, which is 2 colons. To delete a page break, remove the inserted row after you have finished printing using the worksheet, delete and row command. If you want to have the labels for each column print on each page for a multiple page report, select Print from the main command menu, then Printer, Options, and Borders. When you select Borders command, you will be asked whether the labels you want to repeat are located in the column or in a row. You will then be prompted for the range for the border columns or rows. Highlight the range in which the labels appear, then press the Enter key. If you want both the rows and columns to be printed, select Options and Borders again, and select either rows or columns, whichever one you didn't select on the previous command. Once you've specified the borders you want to print, they don't have to be included in your print range designation. Headers and footers can be included when printing a 1, 2, 3 document. The program reserves 3 lines for a header and an additional 3 lines for a footer. The header and footer options enable you to specify up to 240 characters of text within 1 line in each of 3 positions, left, right, and center. However, in practice, the overall header or footer can't exceed the distance between the left and right margins. The header text is printed on the first line after any blank top margin, then followed by 2 blank header lines for spacing. The footer line is printed above the bottom margin and below 2 blank lines, also for spacing. Lotus also provides a few special characters which allow you to control the positioning of page numbers, the date, and words within the header or footer. The pound sign automatically prints page numbers starting with 1. The @ sign automatically includes a current date set by the system clock. :: automatically separates text. For example, in the absence of this mark, all text is left justified. The first :: centers the text that follows, and the second right justifies the remaining text. To create a header, go to the main command menu, select Print and Printer. At this point, you'll specify the range that you want to print. Then, select Options and the Header command. At the prompt Enter Header, type the header you want. For example, if you type @symbol ::, the header, another ::, and pound sign, then your header will end up looking like this. Now, after typing the header you want, press the Enter key. Then select Quit from the Options menu under Print and Printer. Next, select a line to signal the top of the page to the printer. Then, select Go. Whenever the print range exceeds a single printed page, the header will be printed on each succeeding page, and page number will be increased by an increment of 1.
So, is that all there is to know about Lotus?
No, but that's all we have time for in this video.
Well, what's the matter, Windbags? Are you out of breath?
What?
You heard me, you big mouth.
That's it. No mercy this time.
So long.
Darn.